Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Talking shit Tuesday. That's right. A little bit of a different angle. I got a different monitor. The panel is over here, so I can like work easier. If you guys don't like it, you want to see my face up closer, we'll try. But for now, we're gonna try the old school angle I used to have back in the day. Today, we're gonna talk about the LRX being live for 24 and up for tuning. In the last month or so, there's been like a mad dash for people to figure out the latest and greatest tuning for 24 F-150 and Mustang. When I say 24, it includes 25. So just like I say 15, that's Gen 2. Just like I say Gen 1, just like I say 18, it's Gen 3. I literally say 24 for Gen 4. So 24 and up Mustang and F-150 tuning is live for LRX. Now you don't need internet to data log. You can just touch screen. You can see gauges. You can see a whole bunch of stuff. You can just connect to the computer. It automatically, as long as the computer has internet, interfaces with the server, and bada bing, bada boom, it downloads your data logs. You send us your data logs. You upload tuning. Very easy, just like it was before. So we're happy to offer that, and congrats to the team, John Lund Jr., the manufacturers, everyone that was messing with firmware, the testing, the data logging, the flashing, because guys, it's one thing to make the tune. It's a completely different thing to make sure a device flashes. So that's a big undertaking. So congrats to everyone that made it happen. Now we have full support, unencumbered. I don't even think you need a cable anymore, like underhood cable, but verify that with Lund Racing, because I'm not 100% sure on F-150 if you still need the cable, but as far as I know, it's just OBD2, which is kind of interesting, right? Kind of interesting how that all changed. So we can take the bulk of the day, and I apologize for my voice. I've just been under the weather lately, which is normal when you work too hard. But we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the unintended consequences of a new platform coming out. It now makes previous platforms feel old. You're going to see that a lot of tuners are going to start to just concentrate on the newer stuff, and the older stuff goes by the wayside. And luckily we are like a vacuum cleaner, and we know all things Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 swaps and trucks. So I suspect we're going to be a lot busier than I thought, because 24 and up seems to be, let's just say, easier to tune based on what Junior says. But there is still saucy stuff that's going to set us apart from everybody else, and that is because we have 100% access to pretty much everything. So it's going to be interesting to see the shifting. There's already Raptors being tuned. There's already twin turbo trucks being tuned. There's already twin turbo Mustangs being tuned. It's all here now. I still think it's a lesser performing vehicle than previous generations, but I think the computer is going to prove with tuning that the shifting is a little better on the 24 F-150 and Mustang. So we'll talk about that and many more things. But not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck, but you know what does not suck is PMAS. Nick James, PMAS, he supposedly is coming out with like a math sensor for all. Did you see that? It'll be interesting to see what he's talking about, because I honestly don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But PMAS, Nick James, hashtag YDBT at checkout. You're going to get, I think, 10% off anything. Gonna be a good time. Check them out. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS. DNAPformers.com. Again, hashtag YDBT at checkout. You're going to get a bit of a discount. I've been a long-standing sponsor of the show. Fore Innovations Fuel Systems. You can get calf picks, ass picks, and Fore Innovations Fuel Systems from the same source. Forged Star wheels, Whipples, on threes, put it on 16 times. Anything and everything you want Mustang, F-150 related, get it from DNAPformance.com. Partsfarm.com. They have a GT350 motor available right now, Voodoo motor, ready to go, and that is really piquing my interest. But Jake said, Alex, I have a Voodoo motor. I said, oh my goodness. We'll see if we can get a Grand Sport with a Voodoo swap in there. We'll see what happens with Partsfarm, Partsfarm.com. Hit him up, Partsfarm, for all of your used car parts needs. Tool Auto Solution, I am repping him today with the Polo. He is the preeminent late model shop in Puerto Rico. He has about 16 guys that want their 24 Mustangs and 24 F-150s tuned up. Check him out if you're in Puerto Rico and Bellac Industries. He went 93 miles an hour in his boat yesterday, and he was geeked. Like, he was on Instagram going, oh my God, it's so hot outside, and I got my boat to run a number, and I'm actually really happy for him. As always, you're going to go to richprince.com/YDBT if you want to support the show and have some merch. That's right, richprince.com/YDBT. YDBT hats, Amory hats, YDBT mesh hats, Amory mesh hats, Dolo, YDBT flat, Amory flat, Section 8 long and short and hoodie, Hush Money long, short, and hoodie. ZR50. Ordered the turbos, ordered the wastegates, ordered the intercooler. It's happening. So check out the ZR50 shirt. Booty juice. That's right. If you're on E30 and you still haven't gotten your 24 Mustang tune, this shirt is for you to let everyone know that you are retarded and run E30 in your vehicle. If you are Mexican and you love paprika, high cholesterol, and diabetes, and you're on E85, make sure you get an Elote Juice A85 1320 Didios edition. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, GT350 Save the Manual shirts. 85 to 86 Mustang, 87 93 Aero, and LX 1320 Didios at 1320. God damn it. Last month was ridiculous. I almost didn't believe what was happening with the shirt sales. So I was really happy to see that pop off. And as always, you're going to go to support Code Red for Mod Nationals. Eric Vega, he wants to get to Mod Nationals. All he needs is $3,500, really, because Justin Young gave him a bit of money on the side. He said, hey, man, I got you. So I want to see you at Mod Nat. So hopefully Mr. Code Red, Eric Vega, makes it over there. Let's see how to the people here. We'll talk a little bit about 24 and up Mustang tuning, what to expect. Are you excited? Now you have the device, an actual device that you can log and see stuff live. Be interesting. Nick, Clintstroke, Joe Swish, B. Levesh, Clintstroke, Dixon, D-Rock Fox, Z3, 3 Camzilla, one of our chair, Joe, Yusuf. Says more people, more boost. Frank Donahue, 5-0, Yusuf, 5-0. Joe Jackson again, Joshua Judd, YouTube Car Running Free Speech, S650 Viewer, Cobra 460, D-Rock Fox, Cobra 460, CPR, Andrew, Ken Phillips, El Verga Larga, Coyote Fury, I'm Hung So Low, Tony the Truck Guy, Nathan, EPA, Money 540, John Bonanno, Pito Chiquito, Sam Morales, Rob, RoboStyle, sorry, Clean 93 GT, Kyle Winsky, Anthony Blackcat, Bryson Witt. Not only does his car, Bryson Witt is a great example of a guy that saw the light, has a cammed 1,000 horsepower, 11 to 12 GT500, JLT 148. He's like, I guess it runs like this. And then he's like, let me just get a PMAS just for the hell of it. I got some money kicking around. Buys a PMAS 120. He goes, I don't get it. It idles beautifully. I go, oh, it went from being a choppy piece of shit to idling beautiful. He goes, yup. And I can do the slinky test, meaning I can launch the car with the clutch just from changing the cold air intake. So if you have an 11 to 14 GT500 or GT, boosted or NA, PMAS is the only intake you should be buying. Black Cat, Mark Richardson, Nardi Mercado, Aaron, Black I can't believe I actually pronounced that properly. V-Town, he will fight you. Bryson Witt again, 85 Tuning, Email Violator, 32 Didios, Total Double Manual, Arce, Stuart D, Kenneth Lupus, Anthony, and all the usual suspects. Guys, thank you so much for being part here. I think Cornelius Gralius Aurelius is here. He's been an excellent addition to the team. Any computer issues, any LRX issues, I don't bother Junior anymore. I say, Cornelius, get it done. And the dude gets it done, and he tunes, and he does in-house IT. He will fix all of your problems. So, now that we have tuning for 24 Mustang, what is that going to do? Meaning, not only with TDN and HP tuner, but we have it for the LRX. Gives you options. So it allows you to go out there and, you know, if you want a device, you get a device. If you're happy with your cell phone and TDN, no sweat off our back. It's just going to give you more options. So it opens such a huge door. Like when Neo found the door where he met the creator, the options are limitless. All the injector, fuel systems, all the power adders. People are just putting Y pipes at the end of their centrifugal setups and basically supporting 24 and up. The F-150 is vetted. Twin turbo kits fit. Everything fits. Whipples fit. I can't wait for Magnuson to come out with a blower. Magnuson, I have like three trucks right now that want your single inlet facing up kit. They're ready to party. We're ready to party. Let's get after it. So it'll be interesting to see how the aftermarket replies, because a lot of people were complaining about the price. So I'm going, wait a minute. If the price is the biggest drawback as to why the Mustang wasn't selling, what's it going to be like now that tuning is opened up? Tuning is 100% opened up, and will that then allow people to be a little more comfortable? They breathe the sigh of relief. They're like, I can get an injector, an actual fuel system, and not worry about running 55s or 75 pounds of base pressure, and saying that it's okay to run 8s. Now you're going to have to wait for things to get indexed. You're going to have to wait for things to, like, for example, bypass logic, right? Bypass logic is one of those things that you guys really got to understand, that if you want a Whipple tune right now, I would wait for the tune to get indexed. The reason I say that is it has stuff in the background that we don't have access to, and we'll never have access to. Just the bypass logic. Like, if you want to fake bypass logic, meaning basically a secondary throttle body shutting and allowing boost to get into the engine and not bypassing. So it's NA basically under vacuum. It's going to be pretty tough. It's not going to feel great. It'll probably open up options, but the drivability won't be great. What will be okay, or just wait for the indexing. Roush, you got to get on it. Okay. Roush, do you want to sell kits? Do you want to sell kits? Help them index the tune. What is it? And you don't have to help them index the tune in such a way that you're like, here's the tune. Just drop something off a pallet. Why do you think 24 Mustang became tunable so fast? Do you think people figured it out? You think after 2 whole years, everyone was busting their ass and there was just a eureka moment? Okay, I got a bridge to sell you if you believe that. But, you know, if the point of making product is to sell it, then yeah, and I hate to say it, Nick, yeah, Roush is risking falling off if they don't do something to help the aftermarket push their product. The TVS is the best blower option, in my opinion, for, I don't know, anything under 1,000 or even under 1,100. It whips up faster. The problem is the Roush kit on its own comes with a kind of a small injector, and I think you can go 9.6s or so, which is plenty fast, and most people are not going to buy it. Most people are never going to go that fast, but I think giving them the option is something you should really think about. So I think Roush should really change their way of thinking and stop trying to have everything be proprietary. Now, is it because the same person that tunes the Whipple tunes the Roush and then they don't have access? That could be another thing too. So there's probably politics and a bunch of bullshit that I don't give a fuck about. At the end of the day, twin turbo kits are here. Centrifugal kits are here. So if Whipple and Roush want to play the don't index a game, all you're going to do is give all these people a chance to catch up. And don't be surprised if centrifugal kits are the favored power adder, because mostly rolls are being done by people on the street anyway. Nobody's doing dig shit. Everyone's doing roll shit. The 10R80 loves the high RPM power delivery of the centrifugal supercharged setups. So I think you guys should really, I don't know, think about having the stuff indexed so that your kits can be fixed up. Also, Raptor tuning is also available. Maybe not live, but there is vetting happening. There is boosted vetting happening. There is Raptor tuning happening. So we'll see if people actually can beat the times of the TRX. TRX is rumored to be coming back. So there's going to be a complete new war of the, I don't know, what do you call those? Pre-runner wars to see who can run the best. So a Predator equipped 10R80 truck on 37s, whatever the hell, can actually get after it with aftermarket tuning, fuel system, E85, all that stuff. Big Whipple, big this, big that, whatever. I think it'll be a very smart thing if people get after it. But we'll see if people actually do that. What do you think? Does this make you want to buy a 24? It doesn't for me, because I still think 18 to 23 is King Daddy. It's lighter. It's done. It's figured out. It's to the point where converter options are vast. 3 or 4 companies are making torque converters for them. 3 or 4 companies are making built transmissions for them. Maybe that'll translate over to the 24, but 18 to 23 is figured the fuck out, which is S550. So at the end of the day, you're probably on the same path, because the S650 is basically the S550 without a MAP sensor. So if you're just a matter of MAP sensor and stoic and fuel system changes away, I think everything is going to be going pretty fast if it weighs the same. But I think at the end of the day, if you want to go fast today, like everything being vetted, I think 18 to 23 is probably your best bet. King Daddy is 15 to 17. It's been the quickest, the fastest, the most vetted. Still no DI issues, no bullshit, no 10R80 gain is still 6R80. Still, if you want to go the fastest you can, I think Gen 2 is the one. So what do you think about that? LRX being offered now for 24 F-150 and Mustang tuning. It'll be interesting. I have access to 3 vehicles, 2 Mustangs, 1 F-150. I'm sorry, 2 F-150s, 1 Mustang personally, if I want to help them, get the cars going. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Joe Switch says, yeah, just go with the 10-speed if you don't have to want to have the 3160 built. But Neo chose the booty. He did choose the booty. Trinity was hot. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Just follow the instructions. Easiest supercharger install ever. What the real issue is, besides the long ratios and shift forks for boosted applications, 900 plus for the D4, or is that it? in my opinion, if you're going to go for the D4, you need a positive displacement supercharger. The problem with the D4 is the gear ratio split. It's you're climbing a mountain each shift. So if you want to go fast in a manual, you're going to need a positive displacement supercharger that brings in the torque earlier. Because if you have a centrifugal like I did, I had two. I had the Vortec and another unit that shall not be named. And both had the same issue. I had to be over 5,000 RPMs to feel anything. So imagine if you're over 6,000 RPMs and you shift at 7,800 and it drops down to only 6,800 or let's say 6,200. So let's say you shift 6,200, you're at the meat of the power band. But let's say you shift a manual and you shift at 7,800 and the next shift lands at 5,200, which is way low, and you got to climb that mountain again. I'd rather have a Whipple. I'd rather have an E-Force. I'd rather have a Magnuson. I'd rather have anything that has more download torque than a centrifugal because of the gear ratio split. Now, if you have a 3160 or an old school MT82 that have real tight gear ratios, you can kind of get away with anything. Jeremiah Camp's car is a manual Gen 1 Paxton 2200 SL car. No issue. Absolutely no. I shit that car 8,000 and it drops to 5,000 and it's it drops to like in the sixes and it's tight gear ratio. So you're not climbing the mountain each time. What's going on here? John Lund says the good old days of Anderson PMS. Is he here? John Lund. What is happening with John Lund? John Lund's in the house. By the way, the Gray Goose finally got up there and made good power after some firmware revisions, after some... Boy, you guys got to send me the picture of the end of that filter. Can someone text me? I don't think they're willing to do it. Because, people might be like, hey, don't make that shit live. But if you understand fluid dynamics at all or how fluid paths should be, I'd love for you guys to see a picture of this fuel filter. Sorry, fuel end cap. And then maybe I won't say anything. How about this, guys? Send me, anybody over there at Lund, send me a picture of the end of that filter, and I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to put it up there and see what the deal is. Good evening, says JD Swag, shall not be named. Love it, exactly. 11 to 17 for best feeling and power delivery by far. The MT, guys, you see, what we're experiencing now, that 24 Mustang and F-150 is tunable, is a resurgence of the previous generations. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 are starting to be cheap. So you're starting to see a lot of guys that cross over from the Honda world, the Nissan world, or the Camaro world. And let me see what this Mustang shit's all about. And, the Johnny-come-lately tuners are going to stick with the new stuff. I don't mind being the janitor and whipping up all the Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 stuff because it's what I do every day. And GT500. Hell, GT500 is like to the point where I just idle air it to death and it seems to just work. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are going to concentrate on the new stuff and they're not really going to go after the old stuff. And that's great for us because we can handle the old stuff at volume, have great vetted files, and if the car acts up, we know what to do. We have done it over and over and over, and I've done it for almost 10 years, and I'm at the point where I'm really comfortable with Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, even truck, even F-150, I'm sorry, even GT500, because I owned them, and I saw the issues firsthand, so it's not a problem. So the resurgence of the previous generation is going to be a thing, and everything's vetted, so people are going to get into that platform, and they're going to want to go to this is what they're going to do. Well, I know my buddy who dyno tuned shit, because that matters. And well, let me dyno tune it, and the fucking thing sucks. He doesn't even know where to start with the cam timing. And then what ends up happening is they end up going, shit, let me see who's going the fastest. Lund's the guy, okay? And then they're going to be surprised that things are just done and the car just works good. Whereas in the Chevy world, if you woke up and it was 45% humidity when yesterday was 60%, you damn near had to change. I'm exaggerating, but you had to do way more work on previous generations. So people are going to come to this platform, and I think it's going to be a resurgence because a lot of people are trading in their old stuff, selling their old stuff. They want to be latest and greatest. They want to get the new shoes, and then it's just going to cause a massive, let's just say, bleed down effect to the older stuff, and we're just going to get my God, that serial number has been in the system 15. You know what's great? When I see the king, the king, that's right, John Slagle, you got the raw end of the stick. You got so fucked. This son of a bitch just works. You say, flash, it just goes, it just flashes. It doesn't go, well, we got, nah. It just goes, fuck you, whatever's in front of me, I'm going to plow through it. And it just flashes. And you say data log, he goes, cool. And it just data logs. Shout out to Slagle. Hopefully, Slagle, you maybe have a lawyer in your camp and you can go after the EPA, because Lee Zeldin is just whipping out the cash, allowing people to pay, potentially sue the EPA for damages. And if anyone should make a comeback, it's this guy. And where the fuck was I going with that? I don't know. That's what happens when you're retarded, like me. I literally lost my chain of thought. So John Lund says the GTD is nothing more than a 2022 GT500 with a massive shopping cart wing. Massive shopping cart wing. Now, I don't really want to get into the Nurburgring shit because it literally does not matter. But it is interesting that there is no excitement over it. The air has been taken out of the room by the ZR1. ZR1s are out there racing modded 720S McLarens and keeping up. I saw a video today of they're bone stock. They're not tunable yet. ZR1, Remember, guys, this thing is pump gas, twin turbo. And it raced a 720, modded 720 turbo, whatever the fuck it is. That's a turbo V8. And it hung there with it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a problem. The GTD can't hang with 10R80 centrifugal cars. The GTD cannot hang with a 3.3 pulley Paxton 2200 SL. I said it. Give me a kid that works at Home Depot in the garden section, can barely afford a payment of an 18 to 23 Mustang, gets a Paxton 2200 SL with a 3.3 pulley, Bobo 1000s, a return style fuel system from Japan, and then all of a sudden it's going mid fours, 60 to 130, and he's like, man, I'm looking to race one of them ZR1s. Fuck the GTD. That thing ain't shit. It's gonna be interesting. Make N-Gauge great again. Headgain Motorworks. From what I've seen, the Ford is just ridiculously harder to learn tuning with so many tables. It's not easy being a Ford tuner. According to the internet, Head Games, it's cake. You just, guys just show up and make 3 more horsepower and they charge you $800. And I'm just like, you don't have a background in this. Like, what is this? More timing and different shift schedule? That's it? And then you just force drag mode and flick a switch for flex? Like, that's what tuning has become? Just buy the suite yourself then. Hey, customers, just buy the suite yourself if you're going to pay someone $800 for that. Buy the PVI 3, raise timing yourself, raise shift points yourself, and flick a switch or two. What the fuck are you paying $800 for some nobody to do it? Now, you want the saucy shifting? You want the saucy stuff that Lund has, that only Lund has? And I know other tuners are like, they ain't got nothing. I seen it, motherfucker. Headgain Motorwork, give me head. That's right, give me head for, I don't know, I think that promotion went away. Senior at home, sipping on an adult beverage, letting those keys fly. The ZR1 smoked a stock 720S bad, and it hung with the tuned one very well. I don't think it's even in the conversation to put those two up against each other, unless you're talking about Nurburgring shit and a lot of people flamed me on the comment section. Oh, you don't understand. A lot of people care. No, you don't. No, you don't. When was the last time you, person that makes up to $200,000 a year, went to the dealership and go, out of all these cars here, which one is faster around the ring? When you went shopping for an F-150 Mexican GTR, you got some guy with an elote cup. Was it like, Ole Holmes, which one of these trucks would be faster around the ring? Absolutely nobody. Nobody. They're like, what's the cheapest work truck you have here that is 4-wheel drive, regular cab, short bed? There. What is the cheap? The American male gets the following Mustang if they're going to mod it. Base, 315 gear, 10R80, 18 to 23. Right? 18 to 23, base, 10R80, 315 gear. Because why would you get 355s if you got to make a 6-7 shift at 140 miles an hour? And the clutches go, fuck you. No, 315, 6 gear can go 180 miles an hour. Just ring it the hell out. You didn't go, well, out of the performance. You and I both know a PP2 Mustang, a manual PP1 performance package, all the nannies, torque and this, torque that will be quicker around the ring. You don't get that one, do you? No. You get the one that you can mod, go 60 to 130, go 0 to 60, go quarter mile, eighth mile, whatever. That's America. That's where I live. That's all I care about. When you start talking ring times, I've already known that you are not going to race that car, because if we're talking ring times, you get yourself a GT3 RS. But you're not going to get that because you're going to get beat by a full bolt-on 10 or 80 car with a GT3 RS. Fuck that shit. Hunter Walk says, I'd rather lose a race and still have the finances to get of the GTD. Wait, I'd rather lose the race and still have the finances of the GTD. Let me sell that paperweight. Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Jimmy says, you recommend installing a Fore Innovations Boost vacuum manifold running lines independently to the manifold on a boosted centrifugal setup. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had these internal discussions with people about fueling, and I don't agree with the vast majority of people that tell me that true return is better than deadheading, because nobody has the data. Nobody has the data of rail pressure above each injector, then the delta between the beginning of the feed line versus the end, the regulator pressure. No one has that. No one on the planet has that. So when people say true return is better, well, let's talk about that. True return, you are actually circulating the fuel around the engine. Comes in, goes out, and return, whatever. So the likelihood of over time of making the fuel hotter is higher. When you deadhead the fuel system, meaning you have a fuel line to the regulator, then the next underneath returns to the tank. So fuel line to regulator, underneath returns to the tank, and then the other line goes to a deadheaded return style, deadheaded rail, meaning it does not circulate around the rail. So it feeds one, crosses over, feeds the other, pressurizes both sides. If no one has the data that shows me fuel pressure drop over each individual injector to be able to tell the variables and the deficiency of that particular fueling setup, I don't believe that true return is better than deadhead, even at high horsepower. I know theoretical science and theoretical this is all that. I would rather deadhead a system up to a certain point until I see data that tells me differently. If there is no data that tells me differently, I'm going to stick with what I know. And that's deadheading the shit out of that motherfucker. But, a lot of tuners, and look, that's fine if you want a true return. I just don't think it needs it. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, if they believe that's better for them, nothing wrong with that. Like, absolutely nothing wrong with that. There were times where Coyote tuners wouldn't go past 30 PSI, regardless if the motor was built or not. Remember those days where 30 PSI was like a hard limit? 30 PSI. Now some people said, okay, 31, 35, 40, 50, 60, and the car just kept going faster. So I just think we're at this, I want to say, infancy stage of fuel system stuff, because unless I have data that tells me different, I would rather go deadhead. Call me crazy. You don't have to believe me. But based on my experience in the industrial field, I think deadhead is better. GTD sure has presence, though. Yeah, right. Drove a GT3 RS last week. Sweet ride. Rode on rails. Just underwhelming. Straight line stock. Expected more. Might just be relative. When you get into a car that makes 1,000 horsepower and then you get into a GT3 RS, you're like, I am more likely to accelerate quickly than to turn sharply. So then there goes that. Craig Wall says, hola, Amory. Checking in late for a like. Hope everyone is well. So we're going to see you at World Cup, I'm sure. ZR1 is only one actually attainable for serious car guys. Even if you have money to blow on the GTD or 3RS, you can't get your hands on them. The used market on the 3RS is retarded. And you can't just buy a GT3 RS. I think Porsche does this weird thing where they make you buy a Cayenne, they make you buy a GT3, they make you buy a bunch of different vehicles before you can qualify to buy a 3RS. The only way you can buy a 3RS is used. And used, it's $100,000+ more expensive than new. Just the way it works. It's the exclusivity bullshit. Why would I buy a Lund tune from someone when I got ChatGPT to tune my shit. You know, I think that's interesting that people are touting AI tuning. So let me ask you a question, right? If you don't know when you're on a dyno, and let's say you have experience, and you say, ChatGPT, tune it for me. How much timing should I need on a Coyote motor, on E85, testing at 85, and it says 30 degrees. All right, 30 degrees. Okay, cam angles. Okay, try cam angles. And the thing is, well, that's the best I could do. What if you try shit that's different? What if you see that there is no more to gain in terms of spark advance over 27 to 28? What if you see that different cam timing works for different situations? What if you see that maybe you have a spark plug that's not optimal and it's seeing weird issues, but you just rely on AI to do everything? AI is not there yet. It's a language model. It's a very good language model, and it references internet stuff. Look, the internet is full of bullshit, and the AI uses the internet to reference material. And if you ask it to make a proper, assertion, or if you tell it it's wrong, you know what it says? You're right, I'm wrong. Could you imagine you're a surgeon and you're like, well, I got this way or that way. And then you trust the AI because it's AI, but it referenced material on the internet that's mostly wrong. How many times have you seen information on the internet that's wrong? Every day. Every single day of my life, I see stuff on the internet and I go, that's wrong. But I'm not going to go out of my way and go, that's wrong. But AI goes, yeah, we're going to reference that. Do you think Lund Racing or the best tuners in their particular platforms publicize the best cam angles? Publicize where to change what so the shift does this? If the goal is to have no background and get maybe some knowledge, sure, use AI. Give me a quick rundown of, let's say, a particular subject matter, short, sweet, and concise. AI is perfect for that. But when it comes to actually tuning your shit, I think it's interesting because, believe it or not, if you start typing in data based on duration, center line, application, boost level, fuel, all that stuff, it'll spit out some data. And then when you try it in the real world, it's not even close. How do we know that? Because you tried it. It's not even close. So at the end of the day, just because hey, you should put it at this angle, at this RPM. And you go, well, AI told me to do. Hey, it's like GPS. Remember GPS? Ahead, take a right, but it's a river. Okay, GPS. And you turn into the river. Grok would probably be better. When an American car hits 200 at the ring, it gets my attention. It's pretty rare. My dad drives a GT3 and they only let you know they have it. My dad drives a GT3 and they only let you know they have it if you have a good track record with Porsche. Look, we live in a time where a lot of people are rah-rahing the GTD and the ZR1. And I don't get it. Because effectively, the ZR1 is a $200,000 4-second 60 to 130 car and a 9-second quarter-mile car, right? So if you guys have a modded notch, if you have a 700 horsepower notch, you ain't afraid of a ZR1 at the drag strip. Are you afraid of a ZR1 at the drag strip with a 700 horsepower notch? My Fairmont with a 3.8 upper pulley and a 15% on a 2650 went 9.7. It went 8.7 with a 3.0 upper. 3.0 upper, 15%, 6 already went. I get it. It's a completely different thing. But where do I live? Do I live in the world of drag racing? Do I live in the world of street? So if I see a ZR1 on the road and he wants to do a 60 to 130, no problem. The problem is after the 130. If he wants to go top speed 200, you got it, brother. My IATs are going to be through the roof. That's where you shine. But we live in a place where you can't do that. So it's going to be short spurts here and there. 0 to 60, 60 to 130. You literally have a better chance of fucking with a ZR1 with a built F-150 than a Mustang because of the rear wheel drive and the really advanced traction system that the ZR1 has. So if you have a Mexican GTR with a twin turbo kit making 50 PSI, you ain't afraid of no ZR1. So those cars to me are just, they're not relevant in my world. You know what I mean? they're cool in their own right, but I don't go, yeah, I'm proud of Ford for sending the car to Multimatic so that they can build you a 4,000 pound, 800 horsepower car. Like, how can you be excited for that? All the Lund tuners should have armored vehicles if they have his top secret people. The info they have is top secret and people are eager to know. See, a lot of people would just poo-poo a lot of the stuff Lund has access to, but I see it with my own eyes, and they think I lie, they think I embellish. One thing I don't do is lie. One thing everyone else does is lie. So I see the special saucy stuff, and I'm like, bro, nobody's got this shit. Nobody's even close. So the saucy stuff, you're going to see it once you get in the car that is Lund tuned. And you're going to go, son of a bitch, how'd they get it to be so smooth? Son of a bitch, how are the shifts so good? The F-150 shifting is an evolution, I think, of Junior, don't take it the wrong way, maturing, right? So you could tell that Junior liked Turbo Hydro 350 shift kit feel in his younger age. Boom, soften it up, soften it up, soften it up. Now he's like, yeah, I want it smooth until what? And you go 50% pedal, 60% pedal, 70% pedal, firm but not breaking your neck. But when you go 80 to 90 to 100% pedal, oh yeah, let's go, let's shift it hard. So that's an evolution of his thought process with his vehicle and the refinement. Now, in the calibration, depending on your configuration, if you have like a torque converter, that is lessened. But if you have a stock torque converter TVS car and you do a 1-2 shift, you might end up in a ditch. So, so some of us need to soften that stuff up. But the problem is softening it up wears clutches out. So it's a give and take. So I just think you're going to be pleasantly surprised if you get into a 21 and up Lund tuned car, 18 and up Lund tuned car. Gen 1, Gen 2, race car shit, 6R80. The 10R80 is where it needed a little more refinement, and Junior really dialed all that stuff in, and I think he's doing a killer job. There you go. I can't remember if quite a few years ago, the people with the Viper ACR had the same energy as GTD stands. So I've met people that are in like the club, GTR clubs, and no offense, they are 60-year-old nobodies that never did shit, but they were successful in business. So they bought their trophy. This is the I made it car, the Viper. So they got rare Vipers, they got weird Vipers. So they're like, why am I going to race you? This thing goes 701 around the ring. Do you imagine you pull up to a light? And that is literally what they'll tell you. Why would I race you, Mustang owner? This thing goes 701 around the ring. The pedigree of this car is just so... And you know what? To an extent, they're right. But that doesn't mean that car is going to go 701 with him driving it. So they just won't race you. So you just avoid them. You don't even try to egg them on. You just like let them egg you on. That's the best. When I take off in the GT500, I'll give you guys a clue. I don't rev my motor to nobody. I know what this car's got. It's probably making, if I had to guess, high eights, right? 880, 27, 50, 20% lower. I won't say 880. It's low compression. I don't know. It might be 900. It might surprise me. So when I drive around, do you think I rev my motor at people? Vroom. No. This thing looks ready to go. Got drag wheels, 275s. It's low. It's blue. It's pretty as fuck. It's making the right noises. I'm hot as hell because I got no air conditioning. Sweating. Damn, that dude don't got no AC in that shit. Okay, so if you want to fuck with me, I will oblige. But it is not up to me to egg anyone on. So if I see a Viper on the road, do you think I'm going to be like, oh, here we go? No, I go, it better be a Calvo or an Nth motor or something. Because if it ain't, I ain't worried. What's he going to get? What's he going to get after me with his 6-second 60 to 130? Shut the fuck up. Stupid. I do that in third gear, chilling. So, you know, if I was a Viper owner, I wouldn't really be that worried. But if you got a lot of shit that you know you can fuck with people, you shouldn't be revving at people. You know, you should let them come to you and then, you know, let them know what the deal is. And I think that's what Viper owners and Z06 owners, you know what's great about the ZR1? The lore, the allure, the enigma that is the C6 ZR1 kind of has gone away, hasn't it? Have you guys noticed that since I started pretty much telling you how expensive it is to build a C601 only to have high IAT issues, one pull, or a car that spins in second gear at 60 miles an hour, you started seeing videos of cars popping up on the internet, videos of cars racing each other on the internet, C601 versus 1,000 horsepower 10R80 Mustang. And what happens? The 10R80 Mustang absolutely dog walks it. And you're like, nope, impossible. Actually, that's exactly what should happen. The presence of the ZR1, the C601 in 2025 is a presence car. So if I hear a C601 chopping like a motherfucker, I'm like, IATs are 150. IATs are 150. I ain't worried. If I have a 4-second 60 to 130 anything, I'm not worried about any C601. Unless that bitch has a power glide or a turbo 400, and you and I both know that bitch won't be on the street. It'll be at the track. So the allure. Now, if you got a pump gas Mustang, yeah, worry about those cars. If you got a bolt-on Mustang, sure, worry about a Z06. But for those of us that have made it in the world, and we live on E85, E85, Elote E85, and we don't go outside unless we're packing, we ain't worried about no ZR1. So the ZR1 guys are mad. Mad. Because I'm going to put a superior motor, twin turbo it. Just wait. Parts are ordered. Shit's coming. Once that car starts getting vetted, figuring the things out, because I'm sure things are going to get figured out. I'm sure I'm going to smoke a clutch. I'm sure I'm going to mess something up. But once the alpha, the beta, and then the final version comes out, you're going to be like, that son of a bitch did 3 pulls in the 4s back to back. 3 pulls back to back. Of course, a Calvo Viper is going to fuck me up, or an Nth Moto. Of course. But let's be honest. That's what it takes to beat Mustang nowadays. Either another badass Mustang, or we're talking the upper echelon of cars. Mustangs punch above their weight class. Even what's his name? Dan Root. He ain't stupid. He has a fast ass GTR. And he's like, some of these Mustangs are fast. Right? He didn't say some of these Camaros are fast. Some of these. No. Some of these Mustangs are fast. So if you have a built Mustang, you're not really looking for ZR1s. You're looking for Calvo Vipers, Nth Moto Vipers, or GTRs. ZR1s? Shit. Idle's at 150 IAT. Get the fuck out of here. How do I know that? I owned one. Whoa. Alex used LS swap logic with a Coyote and building Coyote cars for a better budget. Remember, LS guys are like, well, we have a chassis we really like, but we don't like the engine that comes in that chassis. So we'll take our LS junk that doesn't go fast in the chassis it comes with, a truck, and we'll put it in a light car. Well, I'm doing the same thing. I'm getting a motor that is ridiculously great, has been around for over 10 years, and I'm putting it in a light car. That's stick shift. That's all I'm doing. I mean, unless you're in Texas, you're right. Again, you're right. Screw the fuck out of the blue whale cam. I want Alex clock cam. I sent you the video of the twin turbo 10R80 gap in the ZR1 this morning. Guys in the comments talking about differences, manual transmission. Well, I'm sorry. If grandma had balls, she'd be grandpa. You can't say, well, if the ZR1 was auto, if grandma had balls, she'd be grandpa. ACR guys don't drive their cars. If you break anything and the car value is gone, parts are so rare a lot of the time. ZR1 is cool, but honestly, for daily driving, Street Warrior, give me the 700 horsepower S550 RS3, B58, don't matter. 700 is great. The argument between Turbo 5.0 and built ZR1s will always be a thing, right? And you and I both know a built ZR1. What's the Greg's car aside, because that is a unicorn, solid roll, just 15 meth nozzles, like whatever. If I want to take off from my house and find a race on the highway in the most built ZR1 I can get, what's that? A 420, 430 car? Maybe 440? In the dead of winter, if it hooks perfectly, if the sun, the moon, the aurora borealis, everything is aligned perfectly, you might get a 3-second run out of ZR1. Probably not a second gear, though. Probably spins the shit out of it second gear. Most of these guys do a third gear hit. And the 10R80 is like, me. So if I can find the video of that 10R80 beating that ZR1, that's going to be the scene pretty much everywhere. And the allure, the lore, the aura, the presence of the ZR1 goes away when you're in a built 10R80 car. Again, you give me a 10R80 car at 20 PSI, E85, and you want me to bet against it, I'm probably not going to bet against it. With the new F-150 tuning, do you guys turn off cylinder deactivate system? Yes. And the auto start stop is part of the tuning package. The ZR1 is Aero Fox body now. Exactly. The ZR1 and any C6 Corvette is now just an aerodynamic swap vehicle. The LS Swap the world guys are turning over in their grave with the 5.0 being better in every aspect and cheaper power too. What do I have to do to make power in a Gen 2 and up Coyote? Boost and fuel. What do I have to do to make power in a LS? Kill the stage 8 cam. Stage 8, kill every raccoon cam. Trick full cylinder heads, AFRs, or ported stockers. Head games motor work. Do me a favor. I need you to give me a generic price if I was to send you, because drop valves are a thing on ZR1s also. What would be the price if I was to send you a set of ZR1 cylinder heads, whatever the fuck they're called, and I wanted a port job, valve job, like the whole works? $4,000? $3,000? Math to death. This is literally zero arguing logic. LS guys, you can present anything and still be wrong. What's up? Dropping a like. OG View going crazy. Can Lund tune me to a consistent 900 Wilt horsepower, 24 Dark Horse manual stock fuel except for Whipple? No. Nope. No. Return style fuel system only. Stock fuel system. 900 wheel horsepower. No. You need, just like every other generation, for your safety, unless you're willing to blow it up, Chris J, you will get yourself a return style fuel system, ID 1050X injectors, E85, fuel rails, the whole 9 yards, because we don't operate under that ticking time bomb logic. Put a 10R in the ZR1. Yeah, right. A fast ZR1 doesn't have an LS9. It'll have some LSX boost iTech. So why is it that the fastest ZR1s don't have a stock bottom end in it? I thought that LS9 was God motor. That's titanium this, magnesium that, anal this, fist that. Why does it have a LME motor in it? Why does it have a 420 something in it? Why does it have a stroke of this or stroke of that? Why doesn't it have a stock bottom end? Oh, I can't believe it blew up. I can. Raccoons deserve to live too. 8 HP chassis with a Coyote after the Corvette swap is vetted? No. John Lund says to Chris, I already answered you. 900 horsepower stock fuel system? No, period. Yes, Alex, built 10R80 guys know with great power comes great responsibility. More like 10,000 videos. Can we call the Corvette the Blue Devil because it's Ford powered? No and no, says John Lund. Poor Chris. Garage Book Coyote says probably won't get ported stock heads. Likely aftermarket heads, buy off the shelf and bolt on. So I might do a breakdown because the turbos, the intercooler, and the wastegate, which by the way, Marty from Turbo Smart donated a set. Thank you so much. But even if I was to pay for those, is less. Listen, the boost, the turbos, 64, 66 boost lab turbos, intercooler, and wastegates were less than a Synergy lid with bricks. I repeat, 2 turbos, 2 wastegates, and an intercooler were less than a Synergy lid with aftermarket bricks. My logic is not, it's not going to be denied here. Devin says, why do you feel like the price of a clean, low-mile C6 ZR1 with an engine built to handle 1,000 horsepower, you're pretty close to the MSRP of a C8 ZR1? I haven't done the math, but it's got to be close. No, not close at all. A built C601, you pay 100, you're crazy. It's sacrilegious. If it has 8,000 miles and it makes 1,000, it's worth less than if it was stock. People like throwing parts in an LS just to feel special. IATs melt titanium rods like jet fuel melted the I-beams in the Twin Towers. So is that like a lie? Alex, are you doing the mirror image turbos? Stop with your mirror image cars. They're gonna be like on the opposite ends of each other. It doesn't matter. Can't wait for the 16 to 18 CTSV swap happening. Matt says getting ready to order Lund 2. Not sure if it's been asked, but what's better, LRX or RTD? Look, in order not to piss off people, you can get both. Oh, John, you must be drinking. Oh, John. See, you guys wonder why I don't have him live that much. I'm trying my best to protect him. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, fuck. Wild. Just wild. Where the fuck was I going with that? Where was I going with that? See what happens? I'm lost. YouTuber Ears POV has E85 tune only 650 manual beating S550 10R80s. YouTuber Ears POV has an E85 tune only S650 manual beating S550s. Oh, the one with extreme weight reduction? The one that looks like a 4x4? The one that has nothing inside the car? That one? So a weight reducted Gen 3 is beating full weight Gen 3s. Sorry, Gen 4. Guys, it's the same thing. S650 is not better than the Gen 3. It's heavier. But if you remove all the panels from it and make it 3,000 pounds, it'll be quicker than anything. Just like the C606 has the worst heads ever. LS guys talk about Coyotes being expensive to build unless we're talking about special motor, GM motor. What do you have to build on a Coyote? Explain to me, LS guy. Do you think cams have to happen? Cams don't have to happen ever. Gen 2 and up, I have personally tuned cars that make 1,300 rear wheel horsepower with stock cams. Built bottom end, ported head, stock cam. So if I was to have a motor that, like a Predator motor, right? Predator motor, make 1,100, nothing done to it, meaning boost and fuel. Gen 3 and under, 1,000, nothing done to it. Boost and fuel, meaning nothing mechanically done to the motor. So unless guys, just stop saying it costs more money to build the Coyote. The only time you have to build a Coyote is if you want to go as fast as Grey Goose. That's it. You make me want to pull the LS2 out of my 57 Chevy, put a Coyote in it. Loving the 01 content so far. Can't wait for Coyote House and Lund to make my car a beast. Coyote House is great. I love Joe. I'm trying to protect him. Too late, Alex. The vet is going to sound nasty with the turbos making sound into the fender. Ears, POV is a smooth brain, of course. There's some 1,100 horsepower 01s, full ice, full meth, running pretty good for maybe 2 runs. So much truth that needs to be told, but I digress. I know, John, but this is the problem. Even if you tell people the truth of what you and I have personally experienced in our lives, in person, because, John, see, a lot of people don't believe that I've gone through what I've gone through. You know what I mean? Like, I was there when it all went down. I was there when the biggest change in the company happened. I was there. I saw it happen right there in front of my eyeballs. So when I tell them, well, look, this, that, you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I was there. I was literally there. What the fuck are you talking about? I was there. I saw it happen in front of my eyeballs. So I'm kind of blown away that a lot of people refute what I say happens, or let's just say question the character of certain people. Like most people are thieves. Most people are crooks. Most people are liars in this industry. And how do I know that? I've seen it with my own 2 fucking eyeballs. Stop it. I said I digress. It don't matter. You started it. Hello. Shut up late. About to rewatch. Like the stream, everyone. Paul Sack says, what's the safe RPM limit for rods and pistons Gen 2? Boy, under 8,000 RPM should be good to go. GT50 cams, Predator cams. Oh, so the part number is a K3RA part number for seniors cams in the Grey Goose. It's a Predator cam. Okay, Predator Gen 2 spec, meaning It works for a Gen 2 car, but it's a Predator spec cam. It's a Ford OEM part number. So the cams that we use are Predator cams. So when I'm not going to say when but if we were to try an aftermarket cam, which has happened a lot, right? You know what's happened a lot? John, how many times can you count that an aftermarket cam was introduced and it made less power than a stock cam? Like, I can count at least 4 times that an aftermarket cam was introduced. People raved about it. And then when we install it in our personal vehicle, all of a sudden, it doesn't make the power. And it's not like we try one cam angle, oh, it's junk. No, we try everything. We try every single degree, variances, and this and that, and like an insane amount. And John says a lot. So when we say, yeah, stock cam, I think a lot of cam manufacturers just rip their hair out. They're like, why the fuck does Lund only recommend stock cams? Because I personally, unless they're comp cam stage 3s or Predator cams, have not seen a huge improvement over the stock cam, enough to warrant $3,000 worth in camshafts and maybe $1,500 worth in labor. It's crazy to me. Also, did Lund decide on Flex yet on the F-150s? Hot dog water is cheaper on these parts. I think Flex is going to be an option on both platforms. 24 Mustang and up, 24 F-150 and up. I think Flex will be an option when you buy the E85 option. No tuning credits needed on my RTD. Says EPA. That's funny. LS guys also claim that they can be powered without opening the motors, and then in the breath with valve springs, etc. So you did open the motor then. Can someone get him an aspirin, please? I like how Alex was all calm and quiet at the house of Lund, and he was home and was live and lost his shit. Do you go to like your buddy's house and just yell and put your feet up and say, fuck your couch? No. I'm at the Lund's house. I am respectful. I'm not going to just go crazy at the Lund's place. That's psychotic. Didn't Junior recently try to switch back to Predator? Oh, fuck. Not like you did all the work. Not like you installed them and... Oh, it's great. I like how John's like, didn't Junior recently... Senior changed the cams back. I don't want to go into it that much because we have tried different cams, guys, on the Grey Goose. I'm not going to say which company, but the Predator cams went right back in. The Predator cams are looking at you like a hot ex-girlfriend, and your new girl's not that good looking, and the hot ex-girlfriend's like, you remember the shit I used to do to you in the back? Right around 6,000 RPM? And you're like, I do remember. Should I put you back in? Put me in. I don't know. This new girlfriend promised me so many things. She promised me over the pants handies and all these crazy reach arounds. Yeah, but I didn't promise you those things. I just did them. Nasty like. And you're like, you're right. I didn't ask anything of you. And you gave me everything. These, I got to ask so many things. These cams, girlfriend, require so much attention. But I've been told they're the best. She told me she's the best. Meanwhile, stock Predator cam over there looking like a snack. Then you put them back in, and you remember that feeling when you go, oh, I remember how good it was to have power and torque. Oh, fuck, I love it. Motherfuckers talking that shit. Ah, fuck. No, Alex was loud upstairs. I was loud. Is it possible to get a flex suit for the 1517 still? No, it's MAF, M-A-F equipped. And why don't we do flex tunes on previous vehicles? You guys fuck it up every time. You guys fuck it up every time. With a MAF sensor, you got to let it learn. With an MAP sensor, it's a lot quicker to learn and there's less issues. Hey, pal, you ever think of wall tune power boost F-150s? Fuck no. Alex watches Dave Chappelle confirm. Alex, put respect on that live. That guy's couch touches the wall. Fuck my life. Alex was being mad respectful, including defending Mrs. Lund's throw she knitted. Yeah, someone made fun of Cheryl's blanket. And I'm like, bro, that was like handmade. Why are you making fun of that? I got on his ass. Hey, yo. Man. I didn't say nothing, John. Ex-girlfriend I kissed. Exactly. With VCT, you really don't need aftermarket cams. I mean, up to a point. There's now, you know what's interesting? There has been this section. Predator cams a predator for a reason, says John Lund. You know, John has been just, I'm gonna make this bigger. John is just giving us just gold all day. So let's just make this bigger so we can see it. The Predator cam is so freaking good that we think that you can go probably 50s or 40s with it. Now imagine the Grey Goose was 2,900 pounds. Woo! Imagine the Grey Goose was 2,900 pounds. Bro, that thing would be 30s? And you'd be talking about a stock Predator cam going 30s, right? But Grey Goose is a little fat pig. But you know, some of the best girlfriends we've had are fat. They eat. You don't want to be seen with them, but they're fat. And you're like, but then when you get home, you close the doors, fat bitch does you good. You know what I'm saying? She cooks good. Te da una torta, te un poquito ahí. She does it all. So there's a section of people that are locked cam people. No matter what. No matter what, locked cam people. You can make more power with lock cams. And then you have never tried VCT at that level. And then all of a sudden, you start going, God, if only we can move that cam at a certain RPM. You know what would be nice if we could move that cam? Oh. So should we move the whole cam at all angles, at all RPMs? Should I just loosen these 4 or 8 or 6 Allen head bolts and go a little more advanced? Or can we just go on the computer and go, at this RPM, be here? And the people that know, the people that listen, the people that are smart, go, if you have cam control, VCT is always better than locked cam. But there are like leftover Trinity and Cobros or whatever. They're like, locked cam is the best. Okay. And then all of a sudden you start looking at the data and you're like, fuck, if only I can move that cam a little bit over here, it would be awesome. And you can with VCT. And that's when you are out of excuses as to why you wouldn't put VCT in a car if you could. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying racers. I'm saying bench racers. Racers get it. Racers get it. If imagine you had all GTRs have VCT. Right? All R8s have VCT. Right? 2, 3, 4,000 stupid horsepower. Supers with that, who cares? Do you care? Do you think the Lunds are ever going to build the Coyote powered Fox that's light and shoot for the low sixes? That's called the Grey Goose. Sorry. Blue Goose. Senior, do you have any pictures of the Blue Goose updated so we can send it to the people? That'd be cool to do. Let me see. I think I got a message here on Teams. No. I thought I got a message sent to me on Teams so I can potentially show you some stuff, but apparently no. You guys send me the weirdest messages in the middle of the live stream that I can't really open them properly. Ale, la gordita son bien agradecidas. Cam control is goated. Garage Book has whispered, I wish I had that VCT looks around. Who said that? Exactly. Tyler H says, is the 3.5 in the F-150 the exact same as the Explorer ST? No, it's 3.0 in the Explorer ST, not 3.5, as far as I know. Alex got the caddy for the torta dates. I'm dreaming of a supercharger. Seniors dropping cluster bombs. Boom, 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 boom. Lock cam. People might as well have gotten a 4 valve. Yeah, so I'm kind of blown away that all of a sudden that went away. And they hang their hat on one person. Why are you pissed? Oh, because he made fun of the fact that someone made fun of the... really, I'm like, that's handmade. It was super nice. That is my grandson's number 4 blanket. Grandson number 4 blanket. Right. I forget his name. It's like it sounds like a German piece of equipment. Duntov or like the Antonov. Remember, you know the big plane, the Antonov. Dead Cell. I want a Whipple 5. In the world of tuning coyotes, VCT intake with heavy springs. Oh no, not possible. But yes, it is. You must understand oil pressure and duty cycle. Let me see if I can move the chat a little bit. Let me see, 1200. Let's see how that does. Oh no, that's worse. Bigger number? That's way worse. How about the bottom number? Make the 800? Ooh, Jesus. Oh, that's way worse. Yeah, I'm retarded. I never said I was smart. Let me see, 1000. Dang, this is awful. Alex, you gotta like bring the resolution. You gotta. It's gone. It just disappeared. So I'm gonna do 400 in the world tuning coyotes, and then it stops there. And then I'm gonna bring this to 1500. Yeah, this is way worse. This is way worse, Alex. Let me see what I can do here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, control. No, I can't. Width, height. Is it 800? No, it's guys. I am struggling here so bad. 200. This is so awful. And then the chat went away. The chat is gone. So yeah, I tried to make more words fit, and it actually got way worse. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone because I'm just gonna fuck that up. I'll leave it alone. Did you check the bit rate? Absolutely enjoyed my E85 tune from John Lund. From Lund. I think I've had it about 2 weeks. Big difference in power. I have a 2.9 liter Whipple sitting in the garage about to go after the test and tunes in October. Explorer ST and Ranger. Oh man, this looks terrible. I can't. Let me see what I can do about this. No. Oh, it's the box. This stupid thing. So it's this box that's that size. So what about the font? How do I move the font up? Son of a bitch. I can't. Yeah, I'll leave it alone because I'm just gonna make it worse. You guys are gonna have to just deal with absolutely terrible placement of the live chat so I can fix it later on sometime. Did you see the Hurricane Swap Viper? Nope. Yeah, the Hurricane Swap Viper, cool. But the problem with the Hurricane Swap Viper is I wish people. Oh, look at Senior go. I wish people understood how awesome that swap is, but because it's a Viper, it's immediately gay. I know, put it back. I don't know what to do. I fucked up. I fucked up big time. I fucked up on the chat. Let me just do it live. Fuck it. Is it 1200? Hey, it's 1200. Okay. What the hell is 1200? That's weird. I think the Hurricane Swap Viper is super cool. I don't know if it'll take off because it was done to a Viper, but I think that's the perfect car to do it in. It's a light car, it's rear wheel drive, straight six, turbo, big turbo. I mean, cool. Does it have an 8 HP or does it have a manual? If it has an 8 HP behind the Hurricane motor, I bet it's going to roll out. I can't wait to see it. I think it's cool. Locking the exhaust cams for that Chevy Coyote chop. Not really. Stop mentioning the Lord Voldemort Supercharger company. He will ignore you. Why don't they? Okay, so Senior sent me a bunch of photos, but the problem is, Senior, I'll just show him on the phone. I need like an overall look. The hell is that? The fuck is that, Senior? That's the torque converter. These people aren't going to know what the fuck we're looking at. They're not going to know. Just know that this is the funny car cage, okay? This is the Blue Goose. The Blue Goose is serious. You understand? And it's no joke. But I'd love to see oh my God. So it's double frame rail. You know, for those of you that know shit, double frame rail, Billy Bat. I'm sorry if it's blurry, but that's what you're going to get. Because if not, I have to transfer over the Microsoft Teams and fuck all that. But it's like, I want to see an overall picture because these mouth breathers need to see a complete picture, like the whole car. Yeah, it's not fun sometimes. My complete VMP Gen 2R kit is still for sale, says Phil Fez. So does Coyote Fury says he runs high nines in the quarter mile with another blower. I just don't get why that is opposed as opposed to another power adder. Right. Any centrifugal with 12 to 13, 14, 15 PSI is going to literally do the exact same thing. Paxson 2200 SL, 14 PSI. Same as ProCharger, 14 PSI. Same as Vortec, 14 PSI. Alex, have you seen the Magnuson 2650 hot rod kit for the 5052? Seems like the blower, you source everything else to make your own kit. Yeah, like, who do you think promoted that? Not hating, just trying to get info so I can decide. Is the cage built in-house? This is up in Maryland somewhere. Does it have a halo cage around the driver? Stop it. It has everything. So it's a shell over a full chassis. Yes, exactly. Built a Jungle Gym. Craig Walls says 1320 built. Yes, 1320 built. So if you happen to be at 1320, Craig Walls, you'll see the Blue Goose. It's going to have a lockup. It's going to have a Turbo 400. It's going to have everything and anything new that he can do will be in that car. It'll be literally, like a Billy Badass, the best you can build type stuff. Now, the goals would be obviously somewhere in the threes and in the eighth, and I don't think they're looking to go full quarter in that car. Just call me crazy. They need a jockey. They need to go to like Martin Luther King Boulevard and be like, hey man, I need me a jockey. Because, if something happens, we can't have the leader of the company in that car. You know what I'm saying? What is the wet weight of the Blue Goose with John in the seat? Not done yet. So basically, the Blue Goose is the Brett LaSalle caliber, but SI50. Exactly. Will Blue Goose have all the secret boxes? No, it'll have Motec. V-Town spends most of its time on the highway, and I like roll race. Okay, when you're going to lock in my cam VCT kicks in, okay? Let's see that billet bolt together converter. Are you going to go in Brett LaSalle's class? The class changes. He could be an LDR. He could configure the car to do whatever he wants. I think the car is not going to live in a specific class, but I think if it would live in a class, it would be LDR. But then you have to, the problem is the classes are so specific in what you can do. I think it'll just be an all out, let's see what we can go. Let's see what we can go. Because if you build it for the class, then you have to limit certain things like turbo, weight, tire, lockup, non-lockup, fuel, intercooling, non-intercooling. So I don't think they're going to specifically build a class car. I think they're going to build just a very light car to go fast in. What are your thoughts on the head with just two little ports for the exhaust manifold? The Hurricane, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Jonathan Bethea says to Phil Fez, what is your info? I am interested in the blower. John's still sending photos, so he must be on his third or fourth old fashioned. There we go. So yeah, basically, you're going to see that it's a shell. Okay. It's a shell over a body, and they basically shipped them a car and they just tore the back out. And basically what you're going to see is that. So it's going to be the Blue Goose. It's going to be painted a deep impact blue. It's going to be Billy Badass. It's going to have all the latest and greatest shit. I think Ryan from Low Profile Fabrications is going to build that turbo kit also, but I'm not 100%. It'll be a long-term deal, so don't think it's going to be out like next summer or something. But if this LRX 24 plus tuning takes off, then who knows? We might build Bigfoot. Because it's like, give the money to like the government or like build Bigfoot. Awesome. Jason and the guys at 1320 build nice shit. Can't wait to see you guys at WCF. They did my cage in the Fairmont. Obviously not to the caliber of Blue Goose, but it looks good and I'm happy with it. That's the next car I'm going to be working on. Do you know the weight of the ZR1 Coyote after you swap it? Do you know the weight of the ZR1 Coyote swap twin turbo? No, not yet. Once Ryan is done with everything, what I have to do is I have to do the control pack, power steering, fuel system, and get it running. Until the rules change just for a specific blue car. Exactly. I am the jockey, Bubba. Look, so after a certain age, a very wise man told me something that I'll never forget. One of those life-changing moments that you'll never forget. A very wise old man one time told me, after a certain age, your asshole is always open. So what I would hate is if for someone to have to clean you up after every pass. Again, this guy was so wise that I said, so if after a certain age, your asshole is always open, I don't want you cutting 60 foots in the thing. Blue Goose looks like it got taken to the brothers. Sliding in the bitch late. Hello. Gen 2 is King Daddy. JD Swag says, okay. Senior's going to pull up to Modnats in Gundam. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So, I mean, I just don't want to be, like smelling shit after you make a pass. Because if we got to bring adult diapers to the bitch, it's going to be a problem. Strapping you in is going to be difficult. No, seriously, I think that car will be nothing like the Grey Goose. And then what happens to the Grey Goose, right? Let's say Blue Goose comes out, runs a 399 or something, or 390. And, okay, now what? Where does this car show up? Right? Where does it show up? Where do we race? Not FL2K. Not TX2. FL2K? Shit. FL2K. Bro, stop it. Stop it with that stuff. Who told you that? Did he? Why are the GM supercharger lids so expensive? Let's look it up right now. Synergy. Lid. Synergy LSX intercooler lid. Again, guys, I'm telling you, you're going to see he's going to go, oh, it's only $1,420. But wait, guys, there is more. You have to configure it. So is this LSX? Where is the part, all the list, like the intercooler brakes? Because that's not how it comes. If you go here, there's like more information, details, options. Oh, so these are options, okay? Requirements. So let's say you're going to buy, you don't want your stock intercooler bricks. Let me see. Synergy Motorsports? Is it Motorsports? Synergy Motorsports? LS9 lid. LSX, not TPS. I want Synergy. Does Synergy not sell it? Is it only through dealers? No, I don't want to give anyone. I don't want to give anyone any fucking promotion. Let me see what it says. One of them had all these options. There we go. Okay, so let's say you don't have anything. You have a stock lid, and you don't want all the best shit. Well, hey, build high flow inlets. Add gaskets. High flow inlet. Add blower lid gasket. Add CNR high performance bricks, because why would you want stock bricks in there? Sure, give me another set of gaskets and adapter, and let's add to cart. It's already sold out. What the fuck? What the helly? Which gasket is sold out? Let me see. Add to cart. Maximum quantity. What the fuck? So okay. At the cart. It was something. The maximum quantity of this item is already in your cart. Okay, let's go to cart. What a great website. It's a spacer kit. Fuck my ass. What a piece of shit. So add brick, billet. How much are bricks? $1,500. Forget it. So just the lid. Just the lid and the bricks are $3,000. So $1,495 plus $1,500 for bricks, $3,000. My turbos, intercooler, and wastegates were not that much. I repeat, 2 turbos, an intercooler, and wastegates were not that much. Nothing like the Grey Goose FL2J. I don't know what's happening. I mean, I can fly a turbo prop. Here we go. There will be 2 diapers on that car. Higher jack stand top. Why? That guy's a tree chopper. Imagine having to spend power adder money on your car factory equipped with an adder just to make your junk run with reasonable IATs. What the fuck did he just say? Upcoming TDC with Bumble Swipes. Exactly. Look, I just think that we're building something that won't be able to be run anywhere. So there has to be a why behind it. Personally, I got to go, why are we building this? Because I think the Black Bean is way more relevant than the Grey Goose or the Blue Goose. It's a Motec equipped 6R80 car. It can run 850, 840, maybe 830. I don't think it'll be a 7-second car the way it sits right now. I just don't think so because it's kind of heavy. So that car should be the one out there everywhere. Should be at overdrive classes. Should be everywhere. But I think the motivation is meh. The motivation is like, I don't want to race it anywhere. It's slow. I'm like, that's the most relevant car we have by far because it has a 6R in it. So that car should be at every overdrive class event, every drag and drive, every street car event. It should be everywhere. But I just think they're not motivated. I think they're jaded. Buy it. You won't sell it to me because you're going to want like $80,000. Why does that lid look so gray? I don't know. Juice, man, Gucci, man. Free is free. All right. Cleat doing Coyote week. Your turbo wastegate and intercooler was not that much. What'd you get on 3? No. Boost Lab, CNR, I think, or something, or CNH, or I don't know. Fuck. And Turbo Smart wastegates. See, people think that turbo stuff, don't get me wrong, I'm getting deals on stuff. I got like a, more moving sale on turbos, and wait, if I was to pay for the wastegates, total, it wasn't as much as one Synergy lid with bricks. So when I thought, okay, build the motor, right? LSX, bottom end, trick flow or aftermarket head, kill the raccoon cam, and then cooling, ice tank, bricks, heat exchanger, Edelbrock, which is $900. So I'm into cooling for $5,000 to $6,000, just cooling. What about the motor, cylinder heads, camshaft? And then I got to get a fuel system for the bitch. Look, it was a no-brainer to get a Coyote in there. Anyone in Jackson should not be within 100 feet of a Blue Goose or elementary school. Nice. Matt Maldonado says, hey, Alex, I don't know if you remember my car from tuning it the other week, but the throttle body testing, the manual Gen 1 2650 TVS, after hard acceleration, throttle input likes to hang. Is it the shitty JLT? If the throttle likes to hang, Matt, it is 100% your throttle body. Now, I've been a part of vetting combos when it comes to throttle bodies. And around the winter time, this crazy thing happened where no issues. And then summertime comes and you're just driving and everything gets really hot under the hood in the summertime and throttle bodies start to hang. So you'll get a P115E code or higher than expected idle RPM range. Oh, it's a tune issue. Really? It ran fine all winter. All of a sudden summertime comes around. Now I have to no, the blade or the motor or the gears or something is physically getting hung up on the throttle body. So what's happening is once it gets hot, the expansion rate of different metals, for example, go look at your throttle body outside right now. The stock Twin 60 throttle bodies had a cast body and they had a brass or bronze blade. Which grows faster, the cast or the bronze? The bronze. But it is cast. So, it's not, let's just say, as sensitive. Now, a billet piece of aluminum with a brass blade in it, and the clearances are in the tens, thousands, or whatever, and then when it gets really hot, the blades grow faster than the outside, or vice versa. And then you got an issue, then all of a sudden, you start seeing different material blades than you had before. Why is that? Well, the rate of growth, thermal expansion. So you're going to start seeing that like 50% of these throttle bodies are going to start failing. And you're going to start blaming the tunes for it. And I'm going to say it's not the tune. Because in the wintertime, everything was fine. But in the summertime, everything's shit. So I have seen this happen so many times. I personally had it happen. I was seeing if it was here. It's not here. I was hoping it was here. Buy the lid. Buy the lid. Buy the lid, he said. Why would I buy the lid? I'm not putting Coyote in it. Yeah, I think he will. I think Brett's car will hit 5s. He's right there. I'm going to be honest. I think we're in billet block territory. You have to have the planets align in such a way for that car to go 5s that I'm not saying it can't, but I think we're starting to see billet block stuff starting to be needed. We're there. You know what I mean? Like if someone comes out with a billet block, that doesn't have 3-letter companies in it, I think it'd be okay. I'm still racing when I'm my golden years, diapers and all. Got it. Who cares? Alex, can you explain why Gen 2 ECU is better than all the others? Not without going into the matrix. Let's just say it processes great. You don't have to deal with DI. Look, no DI. 6R80, the best transmission ever done for Ford. 6R80, no DI. That and you could go to 10,000 RPMs. I mean, how can you feed that? And John dropping the balls and says Boost Lab for the win. So he's going to pick up the turbos tomorrow because they're local to him. And he's going to hand them off to Ryan. The wastegate should be there next week. And the intercooler should be there next week. And it's fab time. And once it's fabbed up, you want to hear something funny, guys? I'm going to say something that you guys are probably going to shake your heads at. But I was in my room, just sitting there waiting to go to sleep. And I don't know if I put the reluctor for the crank sensor behind the flywheel. So when I get the car back, I might have to take the motor out, the flywheel out, the clutch out, and put that reluctor in there. But I have a little boroscope thing, and I'm going to scope it, and I really hope I put it in there. But I don't remember. Because I texted Jake, do you remember if I put that thing in? He goes, I don't know. So we'll see when it comes back. If I have to I think I have to blow it all apart anyway. But I don't think I put it back there. So I have to take it all apart potentially. We'll see. Gotta go catch you later, says Alfredo Diaz. Oh my God, Senior. Kirk at Boost Lab is goated, as well as Ryan, John Lund, and Alex Flores. Deadly Alliance. Yeah, bro. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe. I might have forgotten it, but I have a little look, I've taken the motor out so many times, I can do it. It's just now I got to take out turbo stuff. So that's going to be interesting. John Lund says, billet block must happen. We are at the point now where the cast block is starting to just dance a little bit and, things happen. So I think the next evolution of this Coyote game has to be an aftermarket billet block that is wet deck. Gotta be wet deck. Because if it ain't wet deck, it ain't street car. Or not, who knows. But drag and drives are gone if you don't do wet deck. So I think it has to be billet block and then whatever. I don't know what fucking cylinder head. Jesus, I have no idea. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, happens to the best of us. We're all human. Yeah, exactly. So I want to make sure that at least you didn't mess up the cam caps. Exactly. So I want to make sure that when it comes back, if it's in there, great. If not, I have another day's worth of work blowing it all apart. I'll get some practice, get the motor out of it. What I want to do, this is what I want to do, guys. I really want to drop the subframe because then I don't have to lift the motor out and do dumb shit. If I drop the subframe, everything comes with it. Like everything, steering rack, everything. I just have to disconnect the steering rack and then it just drops. And all I need to do is drop it like 3 inches. And then the motor slides forward and up. And that's it. And if I can figure out, I think I got to undo the shocks. Yeah, undo the shocks. And everything else should drop. I'm not sure. I'll have to look. But for those of you that have messed with Corvettes, I'll talk to Rami, Two Auto Solution. He's done it many times. I'm going to say, how much work is it to drop the subframe like 3 inches? So I can just slide the motor forward and up, and do the clutch thing, and do it back, and then subframe comes up. We'll see. Will that billet block be Grey Goose? I don't think so. Brett's going to need an F-cam to go 5s. Nice. It's fun. Water. Pablo Escobar. Pool meme. Oh, my goodness. I thought you said something about that in one of the videos you made. Maybe. If you can link it to me, that'll be interesting. Wait, the 01 hits the road next year. The look on people's face are priceless. I don't think they'll know until they hear it. They're going to go, what the fuck's that sound? That is so weird. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So I was going to do a giveaway today, but we talked mostly about 24 Mustang tuning, F-150 tuning. Apologize for my voice not being perfectly crisp and nasty and gross. Squeaky normally, but today's been kind of tough, so I'm trying to get back on game. But again, 24 and up Mustang tuning is available with the LRX, and F-150 tuning with the LRX. Flex is available for both platforms, so we're going to be very busy. But again, guys, growing pains. If a new platform comes out with a new device, it's let me grow in pains, so chill out. The logging might be wonky one day. They might update something and it fucks something up. But once we get it all figured out and vetted, you guys are going to love all the options that Lund Racing is bringing out to the tuning of the newest platform. And we still support the old platforms. So you can come to us for all generation Mustangs, all generation F-150, except Gen 1. We got rid of Gen 1 F-150 because nobody fucks with those things anymore. And all swaps and all generation GT500. So we're kind of a one-stop shop for most of the high-performance Ford needs. So very happy to be part of that. So we're going to be busy this up-and-coming fall and winter. So be on the lookout for sometimes with the Vapor, whatever. We got headers coming, Ultimate Header. Maybe Magnuson will supply a blower. Maybe Rouse will supply a blower. But we got to get that car cooking on Boost sooner than later. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Talk some shit Thursday, hang out then, maybe do the giveaway then to make up for today, and then we'll hang out a little bit more. And again, as always, if you want to join Patreon, chat's going on all day. If you want to go to richmond.com, get some merch. Last month was ridiculous, so hopefully we can keep that going, and then I can get another car. Fuck it, why not? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday for YDBT Daily. See you later. Bye.